You think you know what silence is. You think it's the absence of sound. The pause between heartbeats. The stillness of a house after everyone has gone to sleep. You are wrong. Silence is not an absence. It is a presence. And it is listening. My name is Dr. Aris Thorne. My field was acoustic metaphysics, a discipline that cost me my tenure, my credibility, and very nearly my sanity. I studied the sounds that shouldn't be there, the echoes of events that never happened, the frequencies that resonate with dimensions beyond our own. They called me a madman. But I have proof. Proof that what we perceive as silence is merely a buffer, a fragile layer of insulation between us and a reality so alien and vast that to truly hear it is to unravel. The proof arrived not in a package, but in a memory. A patient referred to me as a last resort, a man named Julian Croft. Julian was a composer, a virtuoso of sound, until a rare neurological event rendered him hyperacoustic. He could hear the electrical hum of a single light bulb from 3 rooms away. He could hear the decay of individual atoms in a piece of wood. The world was a screaming, unbearable cacophony for him. His only relief was a set of prototype sonic dampening headphones, a device I helped design. They didn't just block sound. They created a perfect sphere of absolute, mathematical silence around the wearer's head. Julian called them his sanctuary. For a time they worked. He could function. He could compose again, in the blessed quiet. But then, he started leaving messages on my machine. His voice frayed with a new kind of terror. Aris, it's not silent in here anymore. The silence has texture. It has a shape. When I put the headphones on, I'm not alone. I dismissed it as auditory hallucination. The brain's rebellion against nothingness. I was a fool. The final message came 2 weeks ago. His voice was a dry whisper, cracked with a horror I can still feel like a cold needle in my spine. It's not that the silence is broken, Aris. It's that the silence is speaking. And it's not just random noise. It's answering. It answers my thoughts. It answers my fears. Last night, I was thinking about my mother, who passed away. And in the silence, I heard her voice. Not a memory. Conversation. She was screaming my name, but it was wrong. The pitch was all wrong. Like something was imitating her, learning from my grief. And today I thought about the concept of infinity. And the silence, it showed me. It's not a void, Aris. It's a plenum. It's full. It's so terribly, impossibly full of things that are waiting for the noise to stop so they can be heard. The headphones aren't a sanctuary. They're a transmitter. I've tuned myself into their frequency. They know I'm listening. They're curious. The message ended with a sound I cannot describe. It was not a scream. It was the sound of a scream being deconstructed, taken apart into its component frequencies of pure terror. I went to his apartment. The door was unlocked. The place was immaculate, save for one thing. In the center of his studio, the headphones sat on a stand. And on the floor, drawn in what I pray was ash, was a perfect, intricate spiral pattern. It was a symbol I had seen before in my research into resonant cults and ancient acoustic rites. It was not a symbol of worship. It was a symbol of attunement, a targeting sigil. Julian was gone, vanished, but he left something for me, a final composition, scribbled on sheet paper. It was not written for any human instrument. The notes were microtonal, the rhythms arrhythmic, a sonic representation of a mind coming apart as it perceived the true architecture of reality. At the top, he had written a title, The Silence That Answers. I have it here. I have the headphones. My research is complete. I understand now. Our universe is a noisy, chaotic bubble afloat in an infinite, silent ocean. And the things that live in that ocean, they are not monsters. They are so much worse. They are physicists. They are mathematicians. They are studying our reality the way we study the patterns in a petri dish. And Julian's device, my creation, didn't just block our sound. It amplified our presence to them. It made us audible. They are not hostile. They are simply inquisitive. And their methods of inquiry are not compatible with a human soul. To be studied by them is to be untangled, to have your consciousness played back to you in a key you were never meant to hear. So now I sit here in my own soundproofed lab. The headphones are on the desk in front of me. I can feel the silence in this room pressing in, thicker than ever before. It has a weight to it now, a focal point. They are waiting for me to put them on. They want to continue the conversation Julian started. They have questions. And the most terrifying part, the thought that has frozen the blood in my veins, is this: what if the only thing more dangerous than a hostile entity is an infinitely patient, utterly alien one that simply wants to understand what we are? The silence is no longer empty. It is watching. And it is learning how to speak our language. I can feel it beginning to form my name. It's learning how to say hello.